Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to Sister Sister this week. Well, this is Sister Sister on City TV, and if you're listening on radio, this is 97.3 City FM. My name is Chris Carter, and of course, I'm going to be your host today. So if you're joining us for the first time and wondering what is Sister Sister all about, it's the only relationship show that helps you dissect all your problems in your relationship. And let me add, that is the longest relationship show running on TV right now. And all you need to do is send us your problems and we will help you find solutions to each and every of this problem. My sisters are here and I'm sure you would want to know who these sisters are, but we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Remember, this is Sister Sister and is live on City TV and also 97.3 FM. That's if you're listening to us. All right, my sisters are here and I'm ready to introduce them. Okay, I'm going to start with the ever-loving Felicia. Hey, Felicia.
Hi.
All right, so can we do your thing together? Stop it. You know, you should actually trademark it.
Should I?
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, I think you should.
I will.
Right.
And I think I found it on Sister Sister.
Yes.
Yeah, it all started on Sister Sister.
That's what I'm saying.
I think when I joined last year.
So now it's yeah, a trademark.
We will trademark
so
it.
Anytime anybody sees you in town, they'll be like, stop it. It's nice to have you on the show,
Oh, it's
Felicia.
nice to be here.
All right. And the ever smiley, pretty, beautiful Sishope.
Hi, Chris.
Sishope, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So it was your daughter's birthday.
Yes.
And how did you enjoy that day?
Oh, it was great.
You did have fun?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Without us.
Yeah. Have you realized for some weeks now it's been birthdays and parties from her side?
Yeah, I mean, there are lots of July and August people in my family, so yeah.
Yeah, so happy belated birthday to each and every one of them.
That's right, including myself, of course.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That's true. All right, so before I get into the letters, there's only one person that quenches our thirst, and that is Bruce.
I'm talking all the fans.
Of Bruce Services. Bruce, what's up?
I'm good.
Hey, the
Yes.
cup looks nice.
Thank you.
What are you making for us today?
So today you guys will have a Cape Corder.
Cape Corder.
Yes.
All right, we're ready for it.
Sure.
Okay, so as you are ready and we are ready for the drink, we're also ready for our letters. So let's get straight into the letters. First letter. Dear sisters, I have been disturbed over an issue for a very long time, and I hope I get the best advice tonight. It all started 5 months ago where my sister had to undergo a surgery, and the family didn't have the money to pay for the surgery. I confided in a senior colleague at work, and she was willing to help, but it came with a condition. This 48-year-old woman said she would give me the said amount of money only if I spent one night with her. I'm about half her age, and this is the condition she's given me. I thought to myself, I had asked several friends for help, but nothing fruitful came out of it. Things were proven difficult for me, and my sister's life was on the line. I finally gave in to this 48-year-old woman and slept with her. She gave me the money afterwards, as promised, and my sister's surgery was fully paid for. Sisters, I have been feeling so guilty about what I had done because I have a girlfriend.
Okay, this is a man sending
Yes.
the letter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have tried to take my mind off it, but it's just not working. I feel I should come out clean to my girlfriend and tell her about it. It's really eating me up. Please help me.
Can I?
Yes.
So initially I was confused. I was wondering, is this a lady
Yeah,
or a gentleman?
yeah.
But as we went on, I realized it was a gentleman. So the issue about communication, there's something called effective communication in any relationship, be it boss, subordinate, husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, friend. I always talk about how, when. How, when, what. What are you communicating? When are you communicating it? How are you communicating it? Thank you. So, you have this issue of a financial issue. And we know, to be honest, we don't talk about this enough. Things have become tough. Like everywhere. Gone are the days that people easily will give. Like, we all had extra that we could spare. Now nobody has extra to spare. And unfortunately, we are gradually leaning into an extortionist system, where the few with the money are extorting the lesser people, like those who don't have, which is bad already originally as a nation. That is why all these boyfriend, girlfriend situations, sugar daddy, sugar babes problems are getting out of hand. Everybody is on the edge. Everybody, But here's the thing: you have a girlfriend and you come across this at work. I believe that the first person you should feel comfortable
to tell
it's your girlfriend. That chick, Charlie.
This was going
this
on.
money I need. No, this lady in my office is stressing me. This was going on. How do we navigate it? Because a problem shared is half solved. She could probably also start looking into her network to see if she could get you help. Because if you are looking for help within a circle and you are not getting, why don't you expand the circle? You keep it to yourself and you fall for this woman. I won't blame you fully. He ended up,
he had sex with her. He didn't fall for her.
I mean, fall into her trap, or you fall for her offer or whatever she put across, and now you find yourself in a ditch. Like, you brought yourself here. I understand how desperate you were at the point, but there were others. I always feel like there's always so many places, like avenues we can explore to get money, but we usually try to salvage our reputation and rather get ourselves into a ditch that takes us places that it becomes so difficult to come out from. Because one, there's your church. If you need money, go to church and tell people. That's why we have welfare funds. I don't know for other churches, but
does your church give welfare
oh
funds?
Yes, my church. I don't know for this situation, but I know we have welfare funds that few people have benefited from, right? I know other like social organizations. There are a lot of WhatsApp pages that people do contribution. There's been times that I've been called to do contribution for friends. There's a MTN loan. Like, there are avenues, right? I know maybe you might not get the huge sum you are looking, or the full sum you are looking for, but there are places you can pick an extra job. I was telling somebody recently, washing cars. People haven't really thought of this.
Yeah.
Washing cars are homes for people. Sometimes for me to drive my car to the washing bay, it's so like it's a whole logistics I need to plan. It's either it has to happen when I have other things to do. So whilst I'm doing my hair, they are washing my car. When I'm eating, so I wish I could have someone who can come to my house every Sunday to wash my car.
Yeah.
And imagine there are like 5 or 4 people like me in my area. This is something you don't need to invest capital. You come and have a bucket. Scrubbing, who doesn't have scrubbing brush in their home? Old sponge, what, Omo? You have it. Washing powder. You wash every Sunday. If you're able to wash like 3 or 4 cars, that's how much? Or close to 100 cedis. That's extra income. So whenever people talk about financial challenges, I always tell myself that we keep ourselves in a box and we stay there and we attract negativity into that box we've kept ourselves in. So gentlemen, one, there were so many avenues you could have explored to raise the money you wanted, and it was about health, right? Health insurance. A lot of people say health insurance doesn't work. Trust me, it does. Maybe not to the expectation that we all like, not the level we all expect. Last I heard Bernard and his team talking about NHS. I have experienced this. I went to the hospital with one of my brothers from church. He had to do a surgery. Health insurance paid 50% of the cost for the surgery. This is not hearsay. This is not something I heard from somewhere. I experienced it. And I remember after the surgery, the guy was like, hey, Sister Efua, if not for this health insurance, and I don't know what would have happened to me. Hey, where are we going to get this money from? So health insurance works. So as we all like are around and we are walking about freely, please, and make sure that if not for anything, you have your national health insurance done. So when you face challenges like this, you can fall on it. 2, as I said, finding extra income from doing extra things. And 3, on the communication side, talk to your girlfriend. If you can't open up to your girlfriend, then gentlemen, stop wasting your time.
No,
now
even-
there is
no,
too late.
No, yes. We might agree that it's too late, but let's be realistic. We are raised in a society that men are not allowed to cry, men are not allowed to talk, they're not allowed to share their feelings. So I'm thinking he probably didn't talk to her because he might be afraid to share that weakness. How will she look at me? You know? So
Sister,
I feel it's one of the reasons he did not talk to her.
Hey, I get it, but these are things we need to talk about, and this is why we are on the show, to address some of these societal challenges or norms that
Yeah,
we
we should
all
unlearn
feel like
some norms,
we have
yeah.
to unlearn some of these norms. If you are with someone you are looking to settle down with, why can't you share problems, or why can't you be vulnerable around them? Because a time will come, it will be just you and her, right? So at this stage, if you cannot be vulnerable with her, then when are you waiting to be vulnerable?
True.
Do you get it? Recently I was talking to someone, I was like, me, I won't tell my woman anything. No, share women, you can't tell them anything. And I'm like,
That's-
come
you see,
on,
that's a problem
that
right
is
there.
a problem. So if you can't find a woman you can confine in, then my guy, make a decision that you are either not getting married or putting anybody's daughter into that situation where she doesn't know what is happening in your life, or be prepared for doom.
True.
It's as simple as
True.
that. And this is where this guy finds himself. If I was the girlfriend, I wouldn't be happy to hear this.
No one
And
will be happy,
No
actually.
one. And
Yeah.
this woman too. Hey, some of these, let me allow you to. And before I say the wrong thing.
No, but let me end that for you. Most of the times we actually point a lot of fingers towards men and say that they are the one that abusing people sexually. But this is also sexual abuse, because
Sexual abuse.
you are coercing the boy to do something. If you don't do it, I will not give you what. So this is coercion, and coercion is also sexual abuse.
Sexual abuse.
Yes. So yeah, let's just
You
say
and
it.
you,
Yes, she's sexually abusing.
using this guy, using your power to
Yes.
abuse this vulnerable gentleman. Like, how did we get here? Right? Where did all the good go? We talk about how Ghanaians are hospitable, how Ghanaians are kind, but it seems like some people, most of us are kind to people we feel like we will benefit from, or something. Like there should be some interest, right? If not,
I wouldn't make it a Ghanaian thing. I would make it a human being thing.
May I make my point?
Yes, you can.
Go ahead.
Okay. First things first. Let's bear in mind that at every given point in time, you have a decision to make. I will reiterate this for as long as I can on this show. Every single point in time, you have a decision to make.
Yeah.
It is A or
Or B.
B. Coercion may be termed as abuse, but if men were only coercing women when it comes to sexual advances, I think a lot of women would have passed the test.
We always do.
Yeah.
Okay, now back to the topic. This woman gave you an option, a choice. It's either you do this and get the money, or go and find it elsewhere. You decided single-handedly
To do it.
Yeah.
to do it and take the money and take care of whatever you needed to take care of.
Yeah.
Like my sister has mentioned rightly, I can add GoFundMe. You can add your church, which I'm not sure.
About the
Maybe
church.
not
Yeah, okay, maybe take a loan.
You can take a
or something,
loan.
yeah.
You see, this is why personally, it's a personal decision I made about 3 years ago. I don't give money in traffic.
Yeah.
I don't. Whoever you are, whether you're a child, you're an adult, you're an old man, I don't.
Why?
Because I ask myself this question: what went wrong? Why are you here?
I'm beginning to
What
ask myself
drag
that.
do you
Yeah.
here? You have family. When we grow up as individuals around people. It's a whole environment. on its own. It's the institution is wide. You have family, you have friends, you have church, you have school colleagues, name it. I did a project recently, which I cannot talk about now, but I will give a little bit of it. And I needed money. And I started to fall on even people I went to Achimota School with, people I went to Central University with, people I worked with. It depends on how you've lived your life with these people again. Unless you're telling me you did not grow up around, you did not go to school, you did not go to church, you know?
Yeah.
So there are so many people you can fall on without necessarily doing this. Now, let's fast forward it. When you have decided single-handedly to toe this line, know that it comes with consequences and bear its full chest. Don't cry when you have already spilled the milk. There are two decisions again for you to make at this point. It's either you take it to your grave or you confess. You cannot stand in the middle and now start asking us what you should do. When you were making those other decisions, you didn't come to ask us. Let's call a spade a spade. It was wrong for you to have done that. Just like, for example, for a girl, it will be wrong for you not married and then decide to go and have sex with someone. The consequences will come.
Will always come.
God can forgive you, but the consequences of that action will come. You will have children and you will now be burdened with taking care of them. And then now you will start to cry wolf. No. When you do A, B will happen to you and that's it. So unfortunately in this case, what we can say here on the show is, I don't know if it's right to say he should take it to his grave, because maybe other consequences. This woman can go and get pregnant if she doesn't have a child, and she's probably been looking for someone to,
that's what I'm thinking. That what if she wakes up one day and says
so
she's
I think
pregnant?
the perfect thing for him to do at this point is to go to his girlfriend, confess, tell her why he had to use this avenue to get the money, and you know, beg for her forgiveness. If she's somebody you really want to spend the rest of your life with, sometimes the advantage of telling someone your sins, in this case for example, is it helps guard you so that you don't fall back as prey to that person or thing that you did. Because sometimes when you don't tell it, now they can even use the other woman can now use that as a tool. There's a word I'm looking for. Why is it eluding me? To blackmail you.
Yes,
that's the word. To now use that as an avenue to blackmail you. That's why it's very important that you come clean and then you start on a new slate. I think the woman would even respect you more when you have come clean with her on an issue like this. It's just unfortunate that we don't tap into the other avenues where we can gather money genuinely for whatever it is that we need it for. But then again, it goes to show that these avenues need to be treated with care. Again, I don't subscribe to this WhatsApp thing where my mother is dead, then they save money for this. My brother, then they save money. I don't know, but I have come to the point. I have given so much. I'm tired. So I have all my WhatsApp groups. I don't give anymore. Forgive me, but I don't, because I feel like it's become a thing. Somebody's getting married, then you contribute. Let's also learn the culture and habits of saving, of investing in other areas. You never know when it will come in handy. A friend of mine recently was telling me that she has a life whatever for her mother and her dad when they pass. So she's not sitting there life insurance. So she's not sitting there worried for when something goes wrong. And I was like, oh my goodness, I should totally do that. You know, these are things I discuss with my friends, the well-meaning friends, of course, in my life. So I feel like friendship and relationship shouldn't be about gossip and group hate. It should be about things like this that we can empower and encourage each other to do. And as she has done this and fallen prey to someone, this is an information for him, or an advice to him, that moving forward he should learn and do better. They say when you know better, you do better. So this is a time where he now has to start investing in areas. It doesn't have to be much, you know, and also making friends and building relationships that can come in handy in times like this. Apostle Selman always says, rich is in your relationships.
Exactly.
Rich is in you. It is not in the yes. It is not what you have now, because what you have now will not visit you in the hospital when you are sick. It will not call to check up on you. It will not contribute. Exactly.
Your network is a network.
Yes. So it's about time we, as the young ones and the youth, learn to build proper network with people. People don't have to be your best friends, but at least you know you have them in your corner.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, by the time I was ready to do my projects, people I didn't even think will came through in ways that shook the living daylights out of me. So I always say, when you build good relationships with people, it goes a long way to help you.
Yeah,
it goes a long way.
I like the fact that you said good relationships, because a lot of people say, yeah, your network is your network.
Yeah.
But the mistake they made is, it becomes a selfish thing. A selfish thing in the sense that I want you to, I want you because of this.
Yes.
I want you because of that. And at the end of the day, you see that they really don't talk about anything than just money, or whatever they need. So at the end of the day, there's no true relationship. It's just a business.
But you know the funny thing, these people who can afford to help you, people can sense energies. Humans, we are strangely created. The things the human mind and the human emotion can tap into, you have no idea. I always say, when somebody is coming close, even children have that thing. That are some people, when they come to my home, my kids don't smile. You just cannot tell why. You can't force them to do otherwise. And it's the same with all of us. There are people that you can just sense a certain energy from. And rich folks even have that. When you are coming around just because you want to affiliate
to get something,
they can sense it. You need to come with an energy of, I'm also coming into this to give something. You don't go into relationships expecting to take. And the moment somebody figures you out that that's the type of person you are, they are gone. They get rid of you immediately. So that's another thing. The fact that you are going out there to build meaningful relationships does not mean you should go and be a taker or a leech. Go out there, be a giver. Learn. Sometimes you don't necessarily need to give pound for pound. Thinking, oh, because he gave me 5,000 for my project, I should also. No. Sometimes they don't even need your money. It's the other ways you come through to show that you are also a giver. So it's a give, take affair. That's it for humans.
And I second that. Recently, I was talking to a bunch of students at GIJ, the journalism school, and I was teaching them networking, and I told them one thing, that whenever you want to get into widen your network, ask yourself, what do I have to offer? Most of the valuable networks I've built has been through service. My dad tells me this all the time. Service doesn't kill. Service, you should be a serviceable person. Whenever I have to leave home to do anything, I remember when I started work, my dad told me, Ifwa, one thing you should learn, be ready to serve. Be serviceable. When I'm traveling to visit my uncles, he will say, be serviceable. When I'm going on holiday, and it's something that has stuck with me. Even in my relationship, my friendship, my friends know that I know Felicia for the fact that she will give. And you realize that the more you give, people find it so easy to give to you. You don't even have to ask. There are times I'm so broke, broke, and I'm there, and it's like someone from nowhere just calls and things just start coming to me. Sometimes it's not just even gifts. It's about calling me for makeup. I'll tell the story. There was this, I think since I came to Accra, I have not been that broke before. I think the last I had on me was 50 cedis, and no, not to say I saved, but when I say I'm broke, it's I'm broke to the extent that I'm ready to hate the savings. But I was that broke. Sitting at home minding my business, and one of my past, my seniors from National, this was 6-7 years ago, called her, Felicia, are you available for some quick makeup tomorrow morning, agent? And my bride makeup artist ditched her, and you were the first person that came to mind. This was a senior from high school. She remembered how I was serviceable and knew that Felicia is that person who will come through. Immediately, I went and I got my money, 600 cedis, came back home rich. From 0 to 6. So you see, in every relationship, as you are learning to build your network, learn to be serviceable. Learn to give. If you hear stories of rich people or people who are making it, successful people, let me use that word, you realize that there's always an element of service. Not to say there are not people there who would take from you or who would take advantage of. Yes, they are. And I'll go back to what my sister said last week. You need to also build your emotional strength so that when you face situations like this, you can. But just to wrap it up quickly, 1, learn to invest in your life and life of the people around you. Health insurance, saving for rainy days and all that. You can invest through networking, building valuable networks, and 2, communicating with your partner. Learn when, how, and what.
Okay, so talking about communicating with your partner, should he tell the partner or not?
And
In
that's
my
fine.
humble opinion, I think he should.
He should.
He should.
The harm has already been
The harm,
caused.
yes.
And just keep
to,
his fingers
to
crossed.
salvage anything else that is likely to go wrong in this case, he should tell her. If she's somebody that he truly loves, this is the point to come clean so that it will guard you. And then also, anything else that comes out of it, at least she already knows.
Yeah.
If the woman comes and says, I'm pregnant and I'm keeping
Yeah,
it,
and
she
knows.
already knows. Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, sisters. I really appreciate it. In fact, if I leave you, we can keep on talking
Oh,
and talking
yes,
and talking and
this is-
talking. But
yeah.
we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. It's still Sister right here on City TV and 97.3 City FM. All right, so we've seen our first letter, but we have a second letter. So should we get straight into it?
Oh, yes.
All right, so our second letter goes like this. Dear sisters, I have been single for about a year and a half now and recently decided to give relationships a try again. I'm smiling because it sounds like me. Sisters, I find myself in a very awkward situation at the moment, and I don't know what to do about it. I just had sex with a guy who, aside from being a very close friend of mine some time back, also dated my younger sister.
Oh, no, hold on. Can you go back
Okay.
a minute?
All right.
Let's get it clear.
Let me start from
Yeah.
the paragraph. Sisters, I find myself in a very awkward situation at the moment, and I don't know what to do about it. I just had sex with a guy who, aside from being a very close friend of mine some time back, also dated my younger sister. He says he loves me, and honestly, I enjoyed the sex. I think I like him too. Honestly, I don't know what to do about this. I'm confused about this feeling we both have, whether it's love or lust. I don't want my sister also looking at me with judgmental eyes. Should I cut him off or date him? Simple. Please advise me, sisters. First of all, just go straight. Should I cut him off or date him? You.
I won't say cut him off immediately. Like, it depends on the relationship you have with your sister.
Okay, so let's hold it there. Switch over.
Here's the thing, this person has been friends with you, close friends with you at some point in your life.
So I think he started being.
And then he dated your sister.
Yes.
Two things. He was close friends with you. He didn't see to date you. You weren't nice then. You weren't you then. The aura you have now, you didn't have it then. Suddenly, fast forward, you the same person. And then he even went ahead to date your sister. Now fast forward, you the same person. He now has feelings for. Come on. Don't be desperate now. Come on. The fact that you've not dated for a year and a half does not mean every Tom, Dick, and Harry that expresses some love and affection towards you, you should jump into their bed. That is why I say cut him off. There's an account saying that sometimes what does it mean literally? We have room to do anything we want, but not all of them are right. Personally, the moment you've dated my friend or even had eyes for my friend, whether she rejected you or not, you are out of my radar. There's no way on this planet, God's given earth, I'm dating you or even considering you for anything. And I think it's an unspoken rule with most people, especially if this person is your sister. Why in heaven's name are you even having sex or considering? You've had it already, in this case, with this person. And the fact that you don't even feel any guilt, and you are here considering whether you should.
Yeah, so the whole thing is looking at probably she was friends with the guy.
It's still not an excuse. You were friends with him. Let's just even say you were friends with him before he dated your sister. That makes it worse than if he dated your sister before you became friends with him. The other way is even worse. Anyhow you look at it, it's just bad. It's not good for your records or your reputation or your image as it stands now. And I don't know, is he the only person on this planet after a year and a half? He's the only man you've met? Why? Please ditch him.
Ditch him.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to take this letter from the angle of the guy. These things happen a lot. Like you have a guy, a friend, or a friend of the opposite sex, and I don't know if I should call it denial, but some way, somehow, we box them into the friend zone.
Friend zone.
Knowing very well how much we feel for them. Then we keep them there. Growing up, it's happened to many of us, and we've lost good men and good women. We keep them there. We both know very well how much we feel for each other. Then we start navigating around this feeling we are all hiding. So then they start getting murky. So this person likes you, eh? He can't tell you. He can't have you like he wants you. So he keeps you around so close as a friend. You realize these people are always there for you. Then he probably sees you with another person. Then he gets scared. No, scared. He feels like, no, my position is shaking. How do I stay relevant? Then they start navigating around you. So then they end up either dating your sister or your friend. Oh no, I'm coming. It happens. I'm not saying I'll do it or you'll do it, but it happens. And it happens with people who are not courageous enough to own their feeling and to express their feelings.
Then they want an uncourageous man.
I'm coming. They find a way. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm trying to find a way to elaborate the story. So navigating, then he goes for the sister, hoping that she'll be a replacement for you.
Yeah.
That's why they usually go for people closer to you and your sister.
Christ.
She'll be your replacement. If I can't have Chris,
I can have a sister.
They are from the same parent. People don't really think about it, but that is how it happens. Then they go and it's not what I wanted. They come back and you too now you know you like this person. Something will happen someday. You find yourself in this sexual thing, vulnerability. Then you all go back again. Hey, usually this whole situation happen, especially when you are scared to go in for exactly what you want because you are scared to lose this person. And I'm here to tell people that, guys, take opportunity and do something. If it fails, it fails. If it doesn't, hey.
So do you think it's only a guy's thing?
It's even a girl's thing. I know girls who have kept some men in friend zones, gotten married, and when they have problems at home, they run to their best friend. And I'm like, why are you not dating this guy? I have someone, a friend, I told him I'll bring him to City, so I've brought him here. He has this very close lady in his life. Oh God, they are so close. He's always calling the girl, His birthday, the girl gifted him 50,000 Ghana cedis. This man has married and divorced, had a girl that he's done knocking for, and nothing happened. And there's this best friend that he's still insisting that she's my best friend. And I'm like, my guy, you are not lucky with women, but you have a good woman in your life. So it's the same with this guy, I think. And now the situation has become something else. Depending on the girl's relationship with the sister, they should have a conversation.
Yes, I think some sisters
they should.
Yeah, if some sisters are understanding, they'll be like,
I didn't even love him.
Exactly.
It wasn't a relationship I wanted to be in any way.
I think there's a possibility for that. But wait, you've spoken about, the way you spoke about the issue, I've seen it in many men, but I would like to hear from Bruce. Bruce, what do you think about this situation? Is this something that happened with many men, even though I have seen it?
Well, it sometimes do happen. It happens when, like Felicia rightly explained, you want a particular lady, but you're not getting it. But so you want to get close to someone you know who can get the lady jealous or bring his attention to the feeling that you have for the person. It happens. I know Sichu is in denial, but it do happen like most of them. It happens. So in this case, I think
Okay, Bruce, I want you to finish. Have you finished?
Well, you go ahead.
No, I thought you were going to say what you want the lady, what you suggest the lady.
The lady should speak to her sister.
Yeah.
The lady should speak to her sister.
Why is it that we always think the creature man is something is lost on them? I feel like most of us on this show, we always think something is lost on man.
In what sense?
In what sense, yeah?
So a man created in the image of God with full-blown sense, you are telling me that if he likes you, if he likes you, Chris Carter, he is now going to, and maybe you friend, let's just say, you friend zoned him. He is now going to think that dating your sister will be the best option in this world. Not your friend, not a neighbor, not anybody else but your sister would get you jealous and make you look at him as somebody worthy of dating. Are we joking?
No, maybe not
maybe
even make him jealous.
Yeah, maybe the girl was not
make him
available.
Exactly. Maybe not.
And
make
the
person
moment,
jealous,
the moment a man would date someone close to you, 5-kilometer radius close to you, and didn't date you, and later dumps that person and comes for you, you are not his number one. Why do you want to now settle for number 2?
That's not always true.
This is desperation.
That's
Screaming
not
at this
true.
lady.
No.
That's
I
always
always
true.
believe.
I think I come from a different planet.
You know,
Yeah,
what?
no,
I
you
understand
don't.
where
You-
you're coming
you
from.
have a
I
point,
actually
but
understand
it's not
where you're
always
coming from,
true.
but it's not always as it is.
Yeah.
You understand? And I think sometimes
What about
the
if
rule
maybe-
book does not work for
Okay,
everybody.
everybody.
What
Have you
about
seen
if maybe he actually liked your sister, but he didn't work with your sister?
And now coming back to you.
Now he's
It
coming
could be
to
that
you.
too.
It could be that.
You
so
see,
it
it
could be that.
is
So
a very murky
It could be that
water
too.
you are swimming
Yeah.
in. To avoid all this confusion, there are 1,000,001 fishes in the sea. Must you date this particular one? You've waited 1.5 years. You can wait another 6 months, another 1 year
See-
to find a better man that you will have no issues with.
True.
Situ, I get you, but
I feel
there's a
like-
mutual feeling
No, you know what?
here.
No.
What's mutual
No,
feeling?
mutual feeling.
You just had
Conclude.
sex.
No, there's-
He
no.
has not expressed his feelings
can't-
to
she
you.
says they like each other.
We
Is that
can't
not what she said?
conclude that there's a mutual feeling.
But she,
Exactly.
the story said they liked each other.
They like each other. You know what? We actually said last week that sometimes the things we think is not what it is. Sometimes you think you're somebody's boyfriend,
Charlie,
but he
yes.
doesn't see you as a boyfriend.
You know?
It could have just been something of a spur at the
Yes.
moment, and that feeling
Maybe
for
he
him.
was feeling lonely.
Thank
Maybe
you.
he was horny. Maybe he was down. Maybe his business is not going well. There's so many reasons why men want to have sex, and any available woman they will have it with.
No, so this
If you
is
avail yourself, no. Do you even know that sometimes when a woman is going through issues and your best friend is a guy, the fact that you're on your head is on his shoulder and you're crying alone may get him horny, and that sex is not because he's in love with you.
sis.
Jesus Christ.
Sis, I get
If we
you.
fail to call a spade, at some point in this discussion, we will be giving wrong advice to people.
No, but
No, sis, I get
feel
you.
like-
I get what you are saying, but hear me out.
Since
This
you're
is a
making
different.
point,
This is a
you
different.
also made a point.
Yeah.
But for me, if you ask me what I'm going to do with these 2 points, I would just say maybe step back.
Yes.
Step back, talk
back.
about it, and then see what happens. But I don't think you should start a relationship just
Exactly.
No, I think my
what
advice
you
was
just
that
said,
talk to your
entirely.
sister. Talk to your sister and have all the information you need to make a decision. So you
Let's
need
be
to talk
very-
to your
So what does the
sister.
sister?
Let's be very honest with
The sister's
ourselves.
contribution
You are
have to tell
expecting that
you.
your sister will say, "Oh, I've broken up with him, but don't date him." Before you get the common sense not to date this guy, which sister in their right mind will now say, "Don't date him"? Or even when she says you can go ahead and date him, you really go ahead. You know, sometimes because let's say for example, if my friend comes to ask me, "Oh, I hear you dated this person, and now he's asking me out. Should I date him? Are you okay?"
What do you expect for me to say?
What are you expecting me
this-
to say?
so-
You shouldn't have come to me with this in the first place.
So if
You
I
should grow some sense. And this happened to a friend of mine. I had traveled with this guy and come back, and nothing had happened on the trip. So this guy is pissed, and then I go to a party, meet this guy, and we start talking again. And then I had gone to the party with a friend of mine actually, and then now he tells my friend, "Me, I'm not exciting," and I just laughed. And then now, as we were about to leave to go back home, then he tells my friend, "Stay behind and let me go home with you." And my friend now comes to ask me,
Can I go with him?
should I stay behind? He's asking me, I'm like, "Are
That's
you okay?
desperation.
Are you okay?"
Now that's the
no,
definition
no,
of
no.
desperation.
No,
You
so
know,
when
that's exactly this case.
Can-
It
can
is-
I-
it is called, there's a word for it.
Yeah.
It is called desperation.
True.
Can
Let's call
I
a spade a spade.
No,
the
can
fact that you've even gone ahead to have sex with him is even wrong. Now go and hide yourself somewhere and deal with your guilt.
Okay, so I need to clarify. When I say talk to your sister, I'm not going to ask for permission.
Okay.
Sometimes there's a way to have conversations to get some information you need to make a decision,
So
right?
what does the information
What
do?
does the information?
No, so you love someone. You've all forgotten that these people are good friends. They are good friends. So she knows the guy. It's not a stranger that we are talking about. Oh. When a lady tells you that this guy is my good friend, oh yeah, me chocho mucho, like bestie.
True.
I'm just trying to reenact this in my brain, right? My Chucho Mucho, like my very good friend. I know his ins and outs. I know who he's going out with. I'm even sure that when he was dating the sister, the girl knew some of the problems they were facing, right? So I see this to be feelings that has been they both were trying to suppress. And now it's erupting to something that is spinning out of control. And to salvage this, the best is to have a conversation with your sister. For instance, I can have a conversation with my sister about a man without necessarily telling her my side of the story. Well, we could just talk about the man too. So I'll give you a typical. We've met this guy in a coffee shop. This guy saw me and said he liked me. Saw my sister and said he liked her too. Not knowing we were both sisters, right? Like we were related. So my sister came and I was like, oh, I met this guy at the coffee shop. And my sister immediately went, oh, don't mind that guy. He's not correct. He's like, he likes me too. So without asking permission from my sister,
you know,
I know the kind of man I'm dealing with. So he sees me again and he's like, oh, let's go. As I was telling my sister, I don't mind this guy. He's calling me to say, hey, go and chop his money because he has money. Me, the last time we went out, do you get it? So you are not asking permission, but you kind of understand who you are dealing with and in what. So you are not just there building perception.
Felicia, you're mixing apples and oranges.
I'm not. I don't think I'm mixing apples and oranges.
For me, this is
because you've already slept with the man.
Sisho, for me, this is a very complicated case right now. It's very complicated in the sense that it can turn out both ways. It can turn out good and it can turn out bad.
How good can it turn out?
No, because we never know how people find love at the end of the day. We never know. Society will frown at it, but they found love.
They found love. What do you say about second wives having thriving marriages?
Yeah.
Would you say she was a second choice or because he wasn't a good man? It could be the man was with the wrong partner. There are second wives having thriving marriages because the man was found himself with a woman he wasn't gelling with. He got married to a second woman and they are having an excellent relationship.
I'm very happy you are saying this because I will take you back there one day. I will take you to this one day.
I hope
because it will come in handy. Because it will come in handy. But in a situation like this where you are comparing that to marriages, are we serious? If this guy had come to the girl's home to say, listen, we've been friends for this long and I dated your sister, but it didn't go well. But I want to get married to you. I have been friends with you. I have gotten to know you on a certain level, and I want to marry you. The discussion would have been different.
But Sisho, do you know that there are relationships whereby the man has actually been with the two sisters, and the other sister is okay? Oh, Charlie, I don't want him. You know that?
I think I'm not woke enough for this discussion.
No. It is not about wokeness.
It's not about being woke, but it's happening. I've seen it. Oh, Gwen, like I've seen it, I've done that.
It happens. And we are okay. That's why I asked, what is the relationship
so
with
you're
the
telling
sister?
me that at this point in my life, for example, if I have not dated for a year and a half, and somebody who dated my sister comes around and now wants to date me, I must find it okay?
No, I think I personally will not date someone who has
dated my sister.
Thank you.
After
now you
1
see,
year and a half,
now you see,
I would go out there and explore.
Thank you. Now you see, every time we give advice on this show,
it should be on the context.
It should be in context to what we are discussing. Now, secondly, you should also ask yourself, be introspective. Is it something you would do? Why are you telling someone to do it if it's not a choice you made?
No, nobody's telling her to do it. So nobody has said do it.
Nobody's saying to do it, but everybody's talking about, you know, how it can turn out. But nobody's saying do it or don't do it. She was just saying how it could turn out. So please talk to your sister.
And have a like.
Talk to her about what? No, that's what I'm confused about.
I think, Sicho, I get it. I will never date a guy who has dated my sister or my friend.
Okay, but you are expecting that this lady...
No, so here's the thing.
You don't think she's done the wrong thing?
No, she is. So I'm saying, in what context are we talking? This guy is not a stranger.
But the letter has been straightforward. And
so
he's not a stranger.
He's a friend.
So then you're implying that if all things being equal, this story were you would talk to your sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I don't.
Because I
will not talk to my sister.
I don't think I'll talk to anybody.
Yes.
I would rather date someone I know.
That's all I'm trying to get us to understand here.
I would rather date someone I know. I won't say because of desperation, I will cancel this out. At least I know the demon I'm dealing with, and I can decide whether I want to deal or dance with this demon. I'm
For
not
the
saying they are
first
not
time-
better. No, I'm not saying they
For
are
the
not.
first time on this show, I am shocked.
Can you
Something
say-
has. I need a drink.
That was different. I didn't see that coming. Actually.
Yeah, because
Felicia, I didn't see
no,
that
no,
coming.
this is a friend, oh.
Was I date a friend?
No,
I don't think.
No,
I
me,
don't,
no. You know
Look,
why I'm heavy on this?
look.
I've seen many people fall into the hands of
Do you know
bad
that
people
certain relationships-
when they have friends whom they could have married.
No, but
and even,
Felicia-
let me extend it. These people we call cousins, and they are not necessarily our cousins. Oh, your mom's friend's son, and they'll say he's your cousin. Because of that, you can't date
No,
him.
you're stretching it now.
No, this is your friend. You know him. You have everything. You need to make a decision.
no,
but
no,
all
Felicia,
because
if you
he
say you
slept with
know
your
him-
sister, and so we say I'm not dealing with him.
Felicia.
Once you've not spoken to your sister about this. If I go and my sister tells me, please, this is a no-go area,
Then now
I
you
won't
stop.
go.
So if she say it's a go area.
No, if she says, she tells me, oh, maybe we didn't really date, I will go and decide, right? Go and think. Put everything down as it is. Okay, he wear this, then I'll look at the signs to show that beyond the sex, does this boy really want something to do with me?
How would you know?
Oh, actions. This, you know, when somebody likes you, it's not always about what they say.
No, but we've been on these shows and we've heard so many times the action was great, the action was good. Last time we heard about a great relationship, but you're not telling the person that you're traveling. You understand? It was a great relationship, but boyfriend couldn't tell girlfriend,
Well,
I'm traveling.
well,
She
I
has to
think-
get from
I
outside.
think we are all
so it's
missing
not
the-
about actions.
No.
We are all
Let's-
missing
let's-
the underlining factor
Which
here.
is what?
They were good friends.
Felicia, I
And
need you
we
to
just
get this.
spoke about best friends.
Where?
Ruth
Where?
gets me
Where?
best
That's
friends.
the past. That's the past. So
Best
close
friends.
not
yeah,
best friends,
close
close friends.
So after, so what happened?
Guys, may I make this
what
point?
happened at that point?
Yes, may I make this point? In this life, where there are over 7 billion people on the planet,
More than now.
you are not meant to be married to everybody. Not everybody is your soulmate. Some people are your soulmate on friendship level. And we need to understand that just because
But how would you
somebody
know
is
until you've
hang on.
explored it?
No, but not every
Hang
soulmate
on,
is
exactly.
sexual.
Just because somebody is nice with you and is close friends with you means they will be best husband or wife materials. Do we
How would
agree?
you know?
I agree.
How would you know if you've not tried it?
No, but I agree. I agree.
How would you know if
Do you
you've
know
not
that
tried
you
it?
could even marry someone and then find out that you are not sexually compatible with
We're
this
not
person?
even compatible
You are not
in
even
any way,
compatible in
yeah.
terms of communication. You're not compatible in terms of your likes and dislikes. He likes to travel. You don't like to travel. You like to travel. He doesn't like to travel. You like sex 3 times a day. He doesn't like sex at all. He likes sex once a month. Like, it's 1,000,001 things. That is why it is a whole thing. It is a whole institution to come to that point where you have picked this person that I want to date you and probably, hopefully, marry you. Now, if you are telling me that this guy, who was your friend, did not consider to date you, but consider to date your sister, now date your sister, dumps her, or let's say she dumps her, whatever it is, the relationship ends because it doesn't work. Now you think that
It's
you
my
are
turn.
who to now go. Jesus Christ, let's have respect for ourselves as women. Come on now,
Okay,
guys.
Okay, no. I think you're overreaching there. I think you're overreaching. But then, this is the first time we've actually had a conversation, and
Also, the first time I've been shocked woefully on this show.
that we've not really
Welcome to the club.
Well, we've not
Maybe
really
the
reached
first
a
of many.
conclusion, but
Yes.
yeah, everybody had something to say, and I think everybody made a strong point.
And I
If
stand
you
by
ask
my
me,
point.
And I
everybody
stand
made-
by mine too.
Wow. And I'm standing by my points to say it's time for us to go on a quick break. But let me thank you guys. Thank you so much for your contribution. I really, really appreciate it. Even though for the first time you had loggerheads, I like it.
Yes, I think this is the first time.
I know, right?
For the first time you had loggerheads, but thank you so much. It's always important to listen to other perspectives than your own. And at the end of the day,
been a learning
yeah,
curve.
it's
It
always a
is.
learning
Yeah, it
curve.
is.
Yeah. So thank you so much, ladies, and thank you so much, Bruce. And we're going on a quick break. We'll be back, and I'll be sharing my final thoughts. Whew. Welcome back, and it's still Sister right here on City TV. And if you're listening, it's 97.3 City FM. am. It's been heated in the studio today, and all the sisters have shared their thoughts and opinions on the letters that you sent. But now it's time for me to share my final thoughts. So I'm going to start with the first story, where a young man had to sleep with a 48-year-old woman because he needed some money. Basically, he needed help, and she said, "This is the only condition. Do it with me and I will give you the money." And he did it. Now he's asking, should I tell my girlfriend I'm living in guilt? Well, like the sisters said, no man is an island. So what happened to reaching out to other people? Why did you have to resort to that? Everybody's wondering, like, couldn't you ask anybody else? And before you even did this, couldn't you have spoken to your girlfriend about it? Well, you already did it, and now it's eating you up. But I think it's time for you to confess to your girlfriend, because you never know what is going to come out of this. You don't know if the woman is going to come tomorrow and threaten you or blackmail you about this thing that has happened. So it's better that you come out clean to your girlfriend. So when any issue pops out of this situation, then at least she knows about it. So, and it's and it's two things. She's either going to get mad, forgive you, or she's going to leave you. So you should just brace up for any of them, all right? Because you've already done what you did. Anyway, the second one, which really got us heated in this studio. All right. I really also don't know what to say about this story. Sleeping with a guy that has dated your sister before, and this is in a time where you were just trying to enter the dating scene. For me, trying to enter the dating scene, I didn't think you should have started with someone like that. I feel there are so many fishes in the water. Maybe he's a familiar person, and maybe it's your feelings playing with you. Oh, I want to feel safe with someone familiar. But then again, I am asking, what happened to just testing the waters? For me, it's very complicated. And because it's complicated, I think you should just step back for a moment and, rethink this whole thing. I'm not going to say, I wish I could tell you actually to dump him, but I know that's going to be hard. But it's time for you to really step back and really think about it. Date other people. Date other people and forget him for now. I mean, if nature brings you back or life brings you back to him, then yeah. But for this moment that you want to enter back into the dating scene, girl, I think you should enjoy yourself. Go on dates, meet other people, live your life. Doesn't mean you should sleep with everybody, but date other people, get to know other people. Don't just be comfortable with the familiar person, okay? And yeah, that should be it. And maybe you also have to tell your sister about it, because if it goes on further, your sister has to know somehow, like Felicia said. So I'm just working with everything the sisters have said and listening to each of them. This is what I have come into conclusion with. Take a break, step back, go out there, enjoy yourself, meet other people. But if nature brings you back to this person, then you can consider it. All right. Thank you very much for sending in your letters. And if you enjoyed the show and you want us to also read your letter on this show, all you need to do is send us a letter via sisterislive@gmail.com. And of course, we will read it here and try to find solutions to these problems. Anyway, my name is Chris Carter, and I hope to see you next week. And thank you for tuning in. Bye.